How is it going, guys? Sean Ross here, and welcome back to my watch along to the series of RWBY. We just got done watching Chapter 1 of Volume 1, and that was such an enjoyable episode. Just to go back and see where it all started with the actual series was a lot of fun, and we also got done, doing the 4 original trailers. So if you guys missed that or just have not caught those videos, there's a playlist on my channel, and you can find also that playlist at the end of this video as well. So right now, we're going to be watching Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 in this video, and these episodes are entitled The Shining Beacon of Part 1 and Part 2. And that will be another thing that is noticed for Volume 1, is that a lot of these episodes are split into 2 parts. It's just something to save money when they were doing Volume 1, just because the budgets and the manpower behind it was so low at the time. But I'm excited to go into this because with last episode, we come to learn that RWBY and Yang are currently off going to Beacon to learn how to fight and kill monsters, which who wouldn't want to do that? So RWBY got bumped up 2 years thanks to Professor Ozpin. So with this episode, we're going to be learning a little bit more about Beacon, probably see more teachers, and we're going to definitely be seeing more students because, they're going to a school. And odds are we'll be seeing more of the characters that are going to be introduced into the series, interacting with RWBY, Yang, and all the other characters we're going to learn about. So I'm super excited for that. But as always, the links for these videos are going to be in the description, and definitely go check out Rooster Teeth's YouTube page and all the other shows that they do, because this content right here that they provide us is absolutely awesome. If you guys can go support them in any way, shape, or form, that means we're just going to get more incredible content from them. So without further ado, let's dive into Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, The Shining Beacon, Part 1 and Part 2 right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, go. Approaching Beacon. The Shining Beacon. I love these airships, though. There you got a cool design. Oh, there's Vomit Boy. And the blacked out characters. It's like Hogwarts, but different.
You from Vale's got nothing on this.
She's geeking out.
She's got a fire sword.
Easy there, little sister. They're just weapons.
Just weapons? They're an extension of ourselves. They're a part of us. Oh, they're so cool.
Well, why can't you swing over your own weapon? Aren't you happy with it?
Of course I'm happy with Crescent Rose. I just really like seeing new ones.
Crescent Rose.
It's like meeting new people, but better.
RWBY, come on. Why don't you go try and make some friends of your own?
But why would I need friends when I have you? Well, actually, my friends are here now. Guys, catch up.
Oh, Yang, really?
Where are we going? Are we supposed to go to our dorms? Where are our dorms? Do we have dorms? I don't know what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Oh, we know who that is.
Sorry. Sorry? Do you have any idea of the damage you could have caused?
Weiss.
Give me that. This is dust, mined and purified from the Schnee Quarry. What are you? Brain dead? Dust, fire, water, lightning, energy.
Someone's got an attitude.
Steve, is any of this sinking in? What do you have to say for yourself?
We know who that is, too. Blake.
Unbelievable! This is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about. I'm really, really sorry. You complete dolt! What are you even doing here? Aren't you a little young to be attending Beacon? Well, I... This isn't your ordinary combat school. It's not just sparring and practice.
Damn,
No.
chill,
We're here to
Weiss.
fight monsters. Watch where you're going! Hey, I said I was sorry, princess.
It's Eris, actually. Weiss Schnee, heiress to the Schnee Dust Company, one of the largest producers of energy propellant in the world.
Finally, some recognition.
This same company, infamous for its controversial labor forces and questionable business partners.
What? How dare!
Ooh.
The nerve of... I promise I'll make this up to you. I guess I'm not the only one having a rough first day. So, what's... Welcome to Beacon.
Hey. I'm Jean.
Jean.
Ruby. Aren't you the guy that threw up on the ship?
Yes, he is.
All I'm saying is that motion sickness is a much more common problem than people let on.
Look, I'm sorry. Vomit Boy was the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, yeah? What if I called you Crater Face?
Hey, that explosion was an accident.
Well, the name's Jean Arc. Short, sweet, rolls off the tongue. Ladies love it.
Do they?
They will. Well, I hope.
No, they don't.
I mean, my mom always says that. Never mind.
So, I got this thing.
You just feel the awkwardness.
Is that a scythe?
It's also a customizable, high-impact sniper rifle.
A what?
It's also a gun.
Oh.
That it
That's
is.
cool.
It is
So
also
we
a
got-
gun.
Oh, I got this sword.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a shield too.
So, what did they do?
Whoa, that's the shield gets smaller, so when I get tired of carrying it, I can just put it away.
But wouldn't it weigh the same?
Yeah, it does.
Well, I'm kind of a dork when it comes to weapons. I guess I did go a little overboard in designing it.
Wait, you made that?
Of course! All students at Signal forge their own weapons. Didn't you make yours?
It's a hand-me-down. My great-great-grandfather used it to fight in the war.
Sounds more like a family heirloom to me. Well, I like it. Not many people have an appreciation for the classics these days.
Yeah, the classics.
So why'd you help me out back there, in the courtyard?
Why not? My mom always says, strangers are just friends you haven't met yet.
It's good advice.
Hey, where are we going?
Oh, I don't know. I was following you. You think there might be a directory? Maybe a food court? Some sort of recognizable landmark? Is that a no?
They're lost.
That's enough.
Oh, I can't see Yang. Where is she?
I saved you a spot! Oh, hey, I gotta go. I'll see you after the ceremony.
Hey, wait! Ah, great. Where am I supposed to find another nice, quirky girl to talk to?
Right there.
How's your first date going, little sister? You mean since you ditched me and I exploded? Yikes, meltdown already? No, I literally exploded a hole in front of the school. And there was some fire, and I think some ice. Are you
Was it a
being
song of fire and
sarcastic?
ice?
I wish! I tripped over some crabby girl's luggage, and then she yelled at me, and then I sneezed, and then I exploded, and then
Careful,
she yelled
Ruby.
again, and I felt really, really bad, and I just wanted her to stop yelling at me. You! Oh God, it's happening again!
You're lucky we weren't blown off the side of the cliff.
Oh my God, you really exploded. It was an accident! It was an accident! What's this?
The Schnee Dust Company is not responsible for any injuries or damages sustained while operating a Schnee Dust Company product. Although not mandatory, the Schnee family highly encourages their customers to read and familiarize themselves with this easy-to-follow guide to dust application and practice in the field.
You really want to start making things up to me? Absolutely. Read this and don't ever speak to me again. Look, sounds like you two just got off on the wrong foot. Why don't you start over and try to be friends, okay? Yeah, great idea, sis. Hello, Weiss. I'm Ruby. Want to hang out? We could go shopping for school supplies.
Yeah, and we can paint our nails and try on clothes and talk about cute boys like tall, blonde, and scraggly.
Oh, the sass is real,
Well,
Weiss.
really?
No.
I'll keep this brief. You have traveled here today in search of knowledge, to hone your craft and acquire new skills. And when you have finished, you plan to dedicate your life to the protection of the people. But I look amongst you, and all I see is wasted energy, in need of purpose, direction. You assume knowledge will free you of this, but your time at this school will prove that knowledge can only carry you so far. It is up to you to take the first step.
You will gather in the ballroom tonight. Tomorrow, your initiation begins. Be ready. You are dismissed.
Let the hazing begin.
Kind of off. It's almost like he wasn't even there.
I'm a natural blonde, you know.
Oh, Jean.
It's like a big slumber party. I don't think Dad would approve of all the boys, though. I know I do.
Oh, Yang. Sean.
What's that? A letter to the gang back at Signal. I promised to tell them all about Beacon and how things are going. Aw, that's so cute! Shut up! I didn't get to take my friends with me to school. It's weird not knowing anyone here. What about John? He's nice. There you go, +1 friend. That's 100% increase. Pretty sure Weiss counts as a negative friend. Back to 0. There's no such thing as negative friends. You just made 1 friend and 1 enemy. It's only been 1 day. Trust me, you've got friends all around you. You just haven't met them yet.
There she
That
is.
girl. You know her? Not really. She saw what happened this morning, but left before I could say anything. Well, now's your chance. Well, wait, what are you doing?
I love Yang.
Hello! I believe you two may know each other.
Aren't you that girl that exploded?
Yeah. My name's Ruby. But you can just call me Crater.
Don't go with that.
Actually, you can just call me Ruby.
Okay.
What are you doing? I don't know, help me. So, what's your name?
Blake.
Well, Blake, I'm Yang, Ruby's older sister. I like your bow.
Thanks.
It goes great with your pajamas.
Right.
Oh, you can just feel it.
Nice night, don't you think?
Yes, it's lovely. Almost as lovely as this book. That I will continue to read
Psst, leave her alone.
as soon as you leave.
Yeah, this girl's a lost cause. What's it about?
Huh?
Your book. Does it have a name?
Well, it's about a man with 2 souls, each fighting for control over his body.
Oh yeah, that's real lovely. I love books. Yang used to read me every night before bed. Stories of heroes and monsters. They're one of the reasons I want to be a huntress.
Why is that? Hoping you'll live happily ever after?
Well, I'm hoping we all will. As a girl, I wanted to be just like those heroes in the books. As someone who fought for what was right and who protected people who couldn't protect themselves.
That's very ambitious for a child.
good goal,
Unfortunately, the
though.
real world isn't the same as a fairy tale.
Well, that's why we're here. To make it better. Oh, I'm so proud of my baby sister. Cut it out!
Oh, cat fight.
Well, Ruby Yang, it's a
What in
pleasure
the
to...
world is going on over here? Don't you realize some of us are trying to sleep? Oh, not
And
you
thus,
again!
our 4 girls are
She's right,
together.
people are trying to sleep.
Oh, now you're on my side.
I was always on your side.
Yeah, what's your problem with my sister? She's only trying to be nice. She's a hazard to my health.
I like that effect to end it. That was nice. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, The Shining Beacons, 2-part episode, and this one is very straightforward. It's not really too complex. It's basically the first day of Ruby being at Beacon, and basically her being a fish out of water, not knowing any of the teachers, not knowing any of the students. The only person that she actually knows that is going here is her sister Yang, and she is like attached at the hip. And this is where you kind of slowly realize that Ruby is a little socially awkward. She's not the best at making friends, and when it comes to new people, she's not the most outgoing person. She's very shy. But when it comes to weapons, she is fangirling like crazy. So, like, she sees all these weapons walking around. She doesn't even care about the people. She's like, look at that weapon. That weapon looks cool. Oh, that one looks dangerous. And you see this little chibi of Ruby just basically flying around, and it's Yang has to yank her out of that state. And so, like, why can't you swoon over your own weapon? Go make some friends. Go talk with people. And as soon as she says that, Yang ends up leaving with her friends, the shadow people. They just like scurry on out, and Yang just leaves Ruby just to fend for herself. And so she gets all dizzy, falls down, and that's when we come to meet Weiss Schnee. I don't know what they were expecting her personality to be, but in this episode you can kind of tell that she's very entitled and, for lack of a better word, very bitchy when Ruby first meets her. But this is kind of expected, especially when we come to learn from Blake, is that she isn't a part of this family that runs the largest dust company out of the whole world they live in. So odds are they are very well off, very rich, and coming from a rich household and knowing that about her character, you can just tell that she is very entitled shield and probably gets what she wants no matter what. And, you know, she's just berating Ruby this entire time, but Blake comes in to kind of settle the entire situation. Weiss ends up leaving, Blake ends up leaving, so Ruby is just basically left there all alone once again. Is just like, oh damn, this is my first day, it's not going too well. But Vomit Boy comes in to save the day, and we come to learn his name in this episode. It is Jean Arc, and apparently he's a ladies' man. He is the lady killer, but that's what his mom thinks of him. But I really like the dynamic between Ruby and Jean in this episode because they kind of are both socially awkward, and it doesn't take until Ruby whips out Crescent Rose and is basically, look at my scythe, and it's also a gun. And that is a quote that you should take note of. It is also a gun applies to almost every weapon in this show that I guess besides Jean, because his is very simple, it's very basic, it is a sword and shield. But I gotta admit, the fact that the shield can actually turn into a sheath for the sword is very, very cool. But I like the whole thought process. It's like, well, if I get too tired from holding the shield, I can just put it on my waist and walk around with it. And Ruby's just like, wait, doesn't it still weigh the same? So I really do like that moment. And the way that the episode ends for part 1 is them just basically lost and trying to make their way to the main hall of Beacon. But then we come to part 2, and this is when they finally enter the hall, and I love that first shot too, because you see all of the blacked out characters, and you see just yellow in the middle of that crowd, and you know it's Yang, but it's like, I wonder how Ruby is going to find Yang in this crowd of people. I just find that very funny. Ruby ends up leaving Jean, and then Jean's like, wait, why are you leaving me? I need another quirky girl to talk to. And then as soon as he leaves, that girl right behind her in detail actually has a form and is not blacked out, appears. So you're like, I wonder who that character is. I wonder if that's the quirky girl he needs in his life. So we'll have to see moving forward from there. But then as soon as Ruby reunites with Yang, she's like, you left me and I exploded. And then we see Weiss, you know, pop up right behind Ruby, and she's saying all these bad things about Weiss, basically saying like, this crabby girl's luggage I fell over, she was yelling at me, she was being all mean, and then sneaks up on Ruby, scares her, and then Ruby tries to make up with Weiss. Even Yang is just like, hey, you guys just met, just bury the hatchet right now, become friends, introduce yourselves, try something out. And then Ruby's like, hey, let's go shopping for school supplies. And then the sass that comes from Weiss, oh my god. That scene I absolutely love because it's just so sarcastic and mean and sassy. I love that so much, where she's like, yeah, we can just like paint our nails, try on clothes, and talk about cute boys. And Ruby's like, oh man, I'm so excited about that. And Weiss is like, we're not doing that. And then we have this speech from Ozpin interrupting all the conversations in the hall. But this speech, even for me, who's watched the series, this one still confuses me because I don't get the line when they say, it seems like he wasn't even there. So I find that very confusing, but I do like the dialogue of his speech that he gives to a lot of the kids, because he's talking about, you know, all of you are coming here for knowledge, but knowledge won't save you in the real world. What will save you is experience, is basically what he's trying to say to them. You come to school to get the knowledge, and then you apply that knowledge to the experiences you have. And once you have both knowledge and experience, that's what will make you succeed in the outside world. And that applies to any school or any like typical thing where you have to go to and learn and try to do in your life. So I really do like that too. But then we come to nighttime, and you know, Ruby's writing to friends back at home, and I love the sister dynamic too in this part when Ruby is just yelling kind of at Yang, kind of. It's just basically saying like, shut up, I didn't bring my friends here, I'm all lonely, and she's just throwing pillows at her. Very cool moment. But then they end up seeing Blake, and Ruby's like, oh, that girl ended up saving me from Weiss earlier today. And then Yang, being just the optimistic and very outgoing person she is, grabs Ruby and is like, let's go say hi. And I love how she just is like, hello. I love that line from Yang. So we have this back and forth going between Yang, Ruby, and Blake, where Blake just wants to read her book, and Yang and Ruby aren't picking up on that. And then as soon as Ruby ends up asking about the book, this is the first sign of them actually starting to make a connection. And, you know, A Man with Two Souls is a reference to Jekyll and Hyde. So if any of you guys were wondering, that is what the reference for the title of the book being A Man with Two Souls is, Jekyll and Hyde. So that little connection right there where Ruby ends up mentioning about like, Yang used to read to me all the time. I love books. I love the fairy tales. And that's where Blake and Ruby start to make a little bit of a connection right there. A little bit of a friendship, I guess you could say, is starting to blossom there for their love of books. But then they start talking about fairy tales and why Ruby wants to become a huntress. And Blake is like, well, that's all fine and dandy, but the real world doesn't work like a fairy tale. But Ruby, being the optimist, kind of like Yang is, being like, well, that's why we're here, to make it better. And I really do like that line in this episode, because that could be applied to anything in life. It's like, as long as you have a positive attitude and you think you can do it, you can do it. So I absolutely love that. And of course, the buzzkill comes in with Weiss. Oh man, seeing Weiss early on is just like, damn, her character is such a naggy bitch. I'm sorry, but I love Weiss's character though. It's just the coming to love her when you're watching this show for the first time. You're just gotta get used to her personality, but she comes in, and I love the effect too of all of them yelling back and forth right after Yang and Ruby's cat fight, and Blake just blows out the candles, and that is the end of part 2. So I really enjoyed the part 2 episode of The Shining Beacon. It was really enjoyable, getting to see more of the personalities and the more character interactions, which I've been really looking forward to getting back into and seeing where a lot of these relationships kind of started friend-wise. So that is very cool. So I'm really looking forward to diving into the next set of episodes, which will be Chapter 4 and Chapter 5, The First Steps, and that will also be the same type of format as this video as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you guys are enjoying my reaction/reviews. I'm really liking just getting to delve back into the series again, and I really look forward to talking with you guys down in the comments about these 2 episodes in particular, about Weiss's character, Blake's character, the interactions between all the characters. Definitely want to hear your thoughts on all that, but until we dive into Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 in my next video, I'll talk with you guys then. All right, guys, see you later.